Every half second you've spent watching your Mac slide between desktops was stolen from you. Not by a virus, not by bloatware, by a deliberate animation your computer didn't need to play and your brain definitely didn't ask for. The macOS space transition is beautiful, smooth, and completely unnecessary. And buried inside your operating system is a switch that makes it disappear entirely. Spaces, macOS's virtual desktops, are parallel universes for your workflow. One space holds your email and ambient thread. Another has your code editor. A third contains a browser tab you opened 3 weeks ago and haven't closed because you'll definitely read it later. The idea is cognitive separation, out of sight, out of mind, into an entirely different psychological zone. The problem is the commute. Switch Spaces in macOS plays a horizontal scroll animation, roughly 400 milliseconds of your desktop sliding across the screen. That sounds trivial. But switch spaces 50 times a day, and you've spent 20 seconds watching your computer move furniture around before letting you sit down. Multiply that across a year of work and you've lost roughly 2 hours to an animation. Here's what's actually happening under the hood: your GPU already knows what's on the other space. The windows are already rendered. The content is already there. The animation isn't revealing something being built in real time, it's a curtain over a room that was already fully furnished. You're getting a guided tour of a building you already own, at a pace someone else decided was appropriate. Native instant switching cuts the theater entirely. Through accessibility settings, the reduce motion toggle, or a terminal command writing directly to macOS's animation timing defaults, you set the space transition duration to effectively 0. The OS doesn't stutter. Nothing needs to redraw. It just snaps. One blink, different room. Because the other room was always already there, waiting. Apple added the animation for a reason that made genuine sense. Spatial metaphors help your brain build a mental map of where things live. The sliding motion communicates, you went left, your calendar is now to your right. It's the same mechanism that lets you point back toward where you parked your car. Motion through space creates memory anchors. Apple just assumed you'd need those anchors indefinitely. After about a week of instant switching, your brain builds the same spatial map anyway, just without the slideshow. It internalizes the layout and discards the scaffolding. Which is how expertise works in every other domain: you stop narrating the steps and start just doing the thing. Your Mac, it turns out, was giving you training wheels you'd already outgrown. It just never checked. The real argument isn't about 400 milliseconds. It's about who your operating system thinks you are at any given moment. Beginner-friendly defaults are good design. But so is exposing the controls to change them once they've served their purpose. The best interfaces grow with you, not by detecting your skill level automatically, but by trusting you enough to let you reach into the settings and say, "I know where I'm going. Stop showing me the way." Here's what this actually came down to: a scaffold that was thoughtfully built, never taken down, and quietly billing you the whole time. The Spaces animation was good design for day one. It gave your brain a spatial map, a sense of left and right, a way to know where things live. The problem was never the animation. The problem was the assumption baked into its persistence, that you'd need the tour indefinitely, that the training wheels were load-bearing, that the interface knew your skill level better than you did. One setting change collapses 2 hours of annual overhead. The map was already in your head. The slideshow was just still running. What strikes us isn't the 2 hours. It's the quietness of the tax, the way it ran in the background, unchallenged, because the default felt like the natural state of things. We don't think Apple made a mistake. We think they made a decision that was right for one version of you and then never came back to check. And that pattern isn't unique to animations. It's in every interface, every workflow, every tool that was configured for who you were when you started. Which leaves us with the question we keep returning to: how many of your current habits are actually yours, and how many of them are just the shape someone else decided your learning curve should take?